Hello everybody, we are back. I am Fuzzyface and welcome to Season 5 of this playthrough of Career Mode of Motorsport Manager. Last season we gained promotion from the Asia Pacific Super Cup. We are now in the equivalent of Formula 1, the World Motorsport Championship. We are quite far behind in all of these areas. I have extended the offers to keep these the same. Woodbridge probably will be changing, but not for the early part of the season, because I do think this nurse boost will be quite useful for possibly the first 5 or 6 races, maybe even more, until we get up to speed in the early part of the season. I have offered Nikhil another contract extension, although he possibly will be going at the end of this season, but we're keeping around because it's the engine we're possibly going to be working on the most this season. And yeah, so that's what we need out of him. So that's why he will be sticking around. I'm still waiting to see if we can get De Graaf here. He won't sign for us at the moment. He's got 1 month left on his contract, but he's not actually considering any offers at the moment. The other options are Ike Vidal. He's actually considering offers at the moment. He would probably sign for us. He's pretty marketable, so that would not be too bad of an acquisition there. We are actually going to try and take a hit here because we do need a decent driver in this car, since it's probably going to be so far behind. And that's possibly it for what we can actually scout at the moment. There's no one else that I feel possibly be good enough. Carlo's a bit old. Do want a pretty youngish driver in here, possibly someone. Yeah, so that's possibly what we're going to go for. We're going to wait for De Graaf to come down. Vidal, obviously, we might offer him the contract right about now. Obviously, I would like to offer Gonzalez it, but it's going to take us a lot to get her out of this contract. She won the Asia Pacific Championship last season. Samuel Blanc is pretty old. There is Matthias de Wolf, although he's not as marketable as Vidal. Molly Fox isn't marketable either. Siri Lundqvist, not marketable. We need a marketable driver because it's going to be Latina that is going to be making the step out of the team, possibly into the reserve seat, just so we can keep that little bit of pay driver from her. So we might offer Vidal the contract. We don't actually have to sign him if we do get him. And we get manage to get offer on yeah, if we manage to get an offer on De Graaf. So should we give him the #1 seat if we sign him? Because he's a lot better than Santa Ana. Maybe, what's he on at the moment? 617. So we're going to have to get somewhere near that, aren't we? Prefer a short contract. End of 2019. Are we on 2019 at the moment? Yeah, so we can't give him that one, can we? So I'm going to go the middle. Offer 25 months, yeah. End of 2019, it's already the end of 2019. Strange, so maybe it don't mean that, maybe that just means like a 1-year extension. So we'll go with that. Buyout clause, his contract's not actually up at the moment, is it? So do we have to wait for his contract to come up? Because I don't want to pay that a little bit. Yeah, maybe we'll just skip on a little bit here. Just see where everyone's at. So we'll possibly... I'll just go ahead and favourite these two that we're possibly going to make offers on. We just need to see whether De Graaf won't accept our contract offer. And if not, if we don't get either of these two, then I'm going to stick with what we've got. So let's just skip ahead here. We've got some contract offers coming in. We've got sponsorship offers available. Although I still do want to hold on and see what we can get when we move up with a better marketable driver, if that's what we do indeed get. So car design unlocked here, so I wonder if it's going to take a lot of money to get what we need here. Maybe we don't have all that money. So favourite, so he's still under contract. Doesn't look like he's going to accept an offer from Esprit either, does it? So we got car design unlocked here at some point. Do we have to go here? Yeah, this is where we have to go. So we have 14, just over 50 million here. It's possibly going to cost a lot of money Wonder what it takes if we go. Might as well. We'll just put it in the car as we need it at the moment. So what's going to be most important in F1? I can't actually go back and look at the rules now, but I think it's still a full fuel tank of fuel and no pitting for fuel. So fuel efficiency might be important, so you get a bit longer pushing during the race. It means we could run in rich fuel mode a little bit longer if we went that way, but obviously tyre wear might be more beneficial, so we've got more life in the tyres, and therefore it's possibly more. I have noticed, I don't know whether it's actually true, that being able to push with the tyres is a lot more important than running with a richer fuel mix in this game. So maybe tyre wear is more beneficial. We've got everything at around 3 stars at the moment, so if we adjust these, the rear package height, that affects tyre heating. Improvability down. Do we need improvability more? Obviously we want tyre heating more than fuel efficiency, don't we? So we don't want the big noses. We want a pretty low nose, I would guess, because we want tyre wear to be more important than fuel efficiency. Because we're not possibly going to be, we're going to be working our strategy and possibly not pushing the engine too much. So maybe we'll put the nose height somewhere around here, so we're like 3.5 to 2.5. Whereas the rear package, it's just reading table, and the adjustment panel allows you to make precise tweaks to the car. That should give us much information, but the rear package obviously means we can get a little bit more heat into the tyres this way. Maybe that's more important, so we can make the tyres last a lot longer and be more beneficial. Maybe that's more. Or should we just go for the middle for that improvability and then just see what we get after this? Yeah, we'll go in the middle for those. So I'm pretty happy with that car setup at the moment. Obviously we don't have any things to work on the HQ, so let's see if we can improve this any other way. It'll give us a bit more on tyre heating. I don't want a bit more, it's not worth the money. It will cost us an extra 6 million to go very strong tyre wear wise. Oh, look at that, that would take us there, but that would cost an absolute ton of money, which we don't have. That would absolutely be perfect if we could improve that. Maybe we can think about doing something different, like fuel efficiency or improvability. That would, so that would give us the opportunity to do that if we did that, wouldn't it? If we spent a little bit more, we'd get tyre heating there, so maybe we can do that. Knocks improvability down a little bit. But obviously we've got this base stat modifier with using this engine. I think this base stat modifier applies to all parts, not just the engine, which is what we need. But we don't want improvability to drop any more than it is going to be doing. So I'm pretty happy with that stat. I'm more bothered about tyre wear than anything else. Tyre heating I want to, but hopefully we get something through. Don't want to mess with improvability too much, so we're going to keep that right at 60 centimeters, right in the middle. So 47 million on this car. I think that's what we're going to accept. Improvability, I'm not too bothered about this season. We just sort of need to sort of see where we sit this season with the car. Obviously we've got this nice little base stat modifier here that we're going to get. That's going to drop improvability more, which we don't want. Fuel efficiency down, although we don't get this boost early on, although we get improvability overall that we could possibly use. We go that way with fuel efficiency. No, we're gonna run with the. I do want the low nose height here, possibly 20 centimeters. Keep that around 2.5. So hopefully we get possibly going to be able to improve these as we move through pre-season. So 47 million is what we're going to spend here. It's a hell of a lot of money. Although we could accept some of these at some point and get a little bit more money in, but I want to just hang on just to see if we do go ahead and get a different driver before we accept any of these offers. So So what have we got? Contract offer. Woodbridge has accepted, so we've got him for the early part of next season. So he signed. He's on such a low wage as well. Contract renewed there. I think Nikhil has accepted as well. Nikhil's accepted as well. So to pick up Tyler, Becker's picked up Steinman. Steinman have actually signed Vidal there, so that's him gone out of our reach already. Maybe we should have made that offer for him. We've got DeBeal in the car. I'm still really torn about whether, considering taking the challenge and seeing what we can do with Santa Anna and Latinen. It sort of seems a shame to get rid of one of them when we've worked them both up from the European Series in the first season and overachieved with them over and over again. But I feel like the World Motorsport Championship might be one step too far for them. He's not going to be interested, is De Graaf at all, is he? Don't think there's anyone else apart from Carlos Pino that we could possibly get in this seat, and it's not that marketable. Although she's pretty marketable and she's got a little bit of room to move. She's a chaser, but she hates leading though, although that's not going to be a problem for us because we're not going to be leading at any point. I wonder what it would actually take to sign her, and then we can put Mia in the reserve seat, and then even though we said we were going to go with a project driver with Yuri, who is our reserve driver, he hasn't been making the improvements that we want. So maybe we're going to go with Alexa here. I don't think she's considering offers at the moment. I want to see. Or has he actually re-signed De Graaf? He has actually re-signed, hasn't he? He's signed an extra year contract with Esprit. So should we make this offer? Pino, his marketability is not there. So should we go for Pernay? I think that's how we should say it with her being French. Approach. Let's see if we can get her here. So she is going to be equal status. She's not too bothered. Wages are important to her, so maybe we don't have to offer her too much. And she prefers a short contract, so we'll go the middle. She's not bothered about signing on fee. She's not bothered about any sort of bonuses here, so that is a bonus for us there, that we don't have to pay any of that. So let's see what she says to that. No, so we're gonna have to go a little bit higher with what we're offering here. She was insulted, so are we gonna have to go there? She's gonna say no. We're gonna be booted out of this if we don't get this right, aren't we? Should we go for that? Should we waste 60,000? I don't know if what does it go up to? Oh no. It says wages aren't important, so should we try that? What did we offer her last time? It was that, wasn't it? Oh. I'm gonna have to risk it. I don't want to spend too much money. Hopefully she's signed, hopefully. Yes, she has. Right, so this is gonna be the hard one now. So what we're gonna do, I do want to keep Mia around. She's done so well, so we're gonna give her Yuri's seat to start with. And then we're gonna promote her. Possibly gonna make Mia unhappy. We've got a 4-star rated driver here now with a little bit of room for improvement. Obviously we've got Mia here, pay driver, so we can still get about 400,000 out of her if we put her in a seat for practice. So we're possibly not going to lose too much money there. That should now give us 69%, so we're up to 3 stars. It's just Santa Ana here. Don't know whether we should, although we'll probably do it at the end of this season if we want to get rid of her. Wait for someone else who's marketable, or should we go for Perez here? Although we could do it partway into the season. If she is struggling, we could go ahead and think about replacing her. Fired that Pernay. She's not happy with being demoted. That should make her happy being moving up one. So, where are we at car-wise here? we actually get to developing the car? I don't think we can. Improve parts. So we can actually work at them from this part, can we? So this is where we're at. Look at that. We've got an engine rated 1132. So we've made some giant leaps forward here, haven't we? So can we go ahead and work on some of these now to get some of these reliable before the race? Obviously we don't need to for Santa Ana. So hopefully we can get a couple of these reliable enough now. These are going to be ready before the race. So what's the best part that we've actually got here? We're going to have to work on Pene's car. Does she have all the best parts at the moment? Not too much room for improvement, but we're going to go ahead and do them all anyway. So it's going to be reliable. 27 days before the race, but it should come down 31 days before the race. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? 31 days before the race. Let's try to figure that out then. So hopefully we can get a lot of these. Get Perne's car pretty much up to scratch before the season starts here. Got Press HQ visit. Chapman's thinking about retiring. Has he been winning most of these championships? Has he won? Did he win last year? He won. No, just one season where he hasn't won. Chapman lost out to Zoe Sharp there. We do have a better offer here. 3 stars, 180,000 with a 1 million up front, which makes this over 8 races. What is 200,000? So right, so this one's about 280, about 300 for this one. So should this be the one that we go for? Or should we wait and see what other offers we can get after the first race in these two slots? Excuse me. Yeah, we'll wait and to see after the first race where we fall on these two. We're not in need of any money, decent money, but maybe we can get a little bit better sponsorship offer than that one. These ones as well are going to be running out after the first race, so we're still going to wait on and forgo and taking any sponsorship money from them. These are going to last for 2 races, and it's possibly going to be the one that we actually go for during the race. Although, 5th or above, 2nd or above, we might have to think about accepting one of these. Maybe we could just leave them. Maybe we should just leave them all to expire and then see what sort of 3-star sponsors we get after 2 races. So we're going to take a little hit for the first 1 or 2 races of the season here to see where we can get to. But right now we're still... Oh, it's on design new parts now. Right, didn't want to design new parts. I wanted to get back to the reliability bit. I don't think we can do that, can we? Can we get back to the reliability bit? I don't think we can. Reliability. Can we actually? Oh, we can actually get back to it by doing that now. That's decent enough. These are moving along nicely, aren't they? So what can we build part-wise here? Let's have a look. Design new parts. So I was going to work on the engine, but look at that. We've actually got the 8th. So we're not actually that far behind a lot of these. We don't have the worst part. So we're actually a lot higher than we were expecting here. Obviously we can't build the parts yet because we don't have the base part from the chassis, but we sort of know where we're going to be at part wise. So none of these parts we can build can get anywhere near what we've ended up with before moving up here. So that is the reason, like when people say stay down, you should stay down. There's no point in doing that because you get this massive boost from just gaining the knowledge from going up, I think, because we can see where we're going to be at next season. We're going to be, when we get the new car, with these parts rated really high, almost double what we had in the Asia Pacific Super Cup. So I'm just going to move ahead here. I'm just going to keep an eye on the reliability bits because we do need to get it up a little bit in Perne's car. We don't need to design new parts yet. Right, where are we going? Where are we going? We're going here. Going here. Look at these, already up to 60% here. So we're going to have a pretty reliable car for Perne here at the start of the season. At 76 now. So can we think about getting rid of one of these? I'm working on the other two. We'll go a couple more days here. Esprit Saint Trio. Press HQ visit. We never took that, did we? Team marketability plus 15. don't want to lose any marketability, so we're going to have to let them come. So, we're not getting any emails, are we, about improving the car at any point? Right, so 5 days until these are ready. So maybe we should take them out now. Go with these two. And maybe a couple of parts for Santa Ana. Oh, it's not the engine because we don't need to push it, and we do have the nurse stats, so maybe we can go ahead with these two. Tyre simulation. So is this gonna be tyre wear? So hopefully we can get tyre wear pretty much up to, we get tyre wear up to 5 stars here if we spend this 1.5 million. So that is definitely what we're gonna do here. So that is the main thing that was after. We got tyre wear up to 5 stars here, so absolutely brilliant. So we're getting towards the livery edit coming up. So where are we at with the car at the moment? Are we getting there? Are we getting there? Right, so these two parts are good enough for what we need for Santa Ana early on. So maybe sort of eases my mind that we could possibly get rid of Santa Ana pretty early if she's struggling and go with a better driver. Just depends on what sort of money we can get in from although it don't matter because we are paying, but Santa Ana is pretty cheap and she does pretty well. So it's taken away our design, but it's because we've got a different car. I did really like the leopard print from last season, but we are going to have to swap it, I think. Oh, I don't really want to get rid of it because I did like it. Or should we just go for that? Or should we change it up a little bit? Should we go for like a white car with the spots on? I think that looks pretty... No, I don't want... What are you doing? White car but with the spots. Something like that. Should we go the outside orange, inside black? No, that looks too much like flowers that way around. Right, so we'll go... What am I doing? What am I doing? It's that way around. With the orange wings. I do love the corny designs that we go with Predator, so I'm going to go with that. That's pretty weird. Dark colour sponsor in black. Does it look any different in any other colour? No, we'll go red for the Predator colour of the team, this sort of red colour. Light colour sponsor. We put those in green. Where I don't even know where the light colour sponsors are. The other ones on. Don't know where the light colour sponsors are. Not sure. We'll put them. No, we'll put them green just in case they show up. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough today. Getting too excited about getting promoted and designing this new car. So we'll go with that. We're going with a white leopard this time. Looks pretty decent there. Not too bad. So let's just see. Still trying to get this car up to scratch reliability wise. All these parts are now good enough that we can run them in Santa Ana's car without any problems. We're getting there on all of these parts, so maybe we can take the brakes off in a minute. Can't improve ability, so that's what we wanted as well. It's going to take us into the red here, but that's not going to matter. It's early on, hopefully we should be getting some money, so we're just about where I wanted to be there. So we're getting towards pre-season testing here. So let's have a look here now. We're pretty close. So that's good enough. So it's just this one part on Santa Ana's that we need to make her fully up to scratch. And we're there with Perne's car. We just need to get the suspension there, which we should be able to do one day after the next race. So by the time of the race, we won't be fully up to a fully reliability level that we need to get both cars around. So absolutely brilliant here. So we've got pre-season testing coming up. So where are we at overall with the car? The 9th best car now. We've actually moved up there. Actually done really well. So let's have a look where we're at. The engine is 7th best. 9th, 10th, and 8th. Wow, so we don't actually have the worst car here. So we might actually have a chance of beating the Spirit car. Obviously they still have De Graaf in their car, but we have upgraded one of our drivers. I wonder who is in the other Spirit car. Do they have two? They have Costa. No, did it? He said he'd re-signed. Did he sign for a different team in the end? Yeah, I totally missed that. DeGraff, no, he signed for Kruger. Why wouldn't he sign for us, but would sign for a team in the Asia Pacific Super Cup? That seems sort of weird. He's still not interested because he signed a new contract. Hopefully, after this year, he will sign for us. It seems so strange that he wouldn't sign for us in the World Motorsport Championship, but would be willing to drop down to the Asia Pacific. Absolutely crazy. And obviously, he's got Danny White there as a race mechanic, which is the one that we want. So we probably will let these two build up a year's relationship and see whether partway through the season whether we can get them or not. So that's probably worked out in our favour there. Even though we didn't get him, we might be able to get him partway through this season. Although he's only signed a 1-year contract as well, and Danny White's contract is up at the end of the season as well. So that is obviously the move that we're going to make at the end of this season. So that's worked out really well for us there. So we just got pre-season testing coming up now. So let's see where we can get over wrong. I would expect us to be pretty slow here. Look at that, 18th, 19th, 20th. We're so slow in pre-season testing. Although pre-season testing has never had a sort of impact on what we've done in the season. So I'm not going to put too much stock into that at all. So here we are. Still there with the car. Male Panther race team lead the way in pre-season. Pre-season testing report 18th, 19th targets for the 2020 season. Don't want to be losing out on money, do we? Since we're paying a lot more for the drivers now. 2.5. So we're gonna have to accept this 8th place, just so we keep the money where it is. We're not actually too far behind on the money now, aren't we? Even though we're paying out for drivers, because everything else is still pretty cheap, and we still have sponsors to put into this car. So we're still going to be in a pretty good position that we could possibly upgrade the driver, upgrade Santana if she really struggles. We've got Doha coming up in 9 days. We're pretty much there with the car. This is reliable enough for Santa. No? Why is that? Why have all those parts swapped over? I do not know. Yeah, maybe it's given the best car to whoever was in that seat. So we're going to have to swap these parts around, aren't we? Right, so we're going to have to go through and fit all the best parts, the more reliable parts in Pernay's car, which is this way around on everything. We're going to have to swap them all. Right, so when we go back here now, yep, that's right. Pernay, that's right. Look at that, 90% we've managed to get the reliability up on all these parts. Pretty much early on we're going to be able to do that. Just improve cars from pretty much now on in, rather than focus on the reliability of any parts other than any new parts we build. So what could we get out of an engine building it? Not much at this stage of the season. Where's the gearbox? The gearbox is the thing that's behind. Obviously we are pretty good at gearboxes as well. We can get up to 988 there. It's going to be risky, isn't it? There's not much that we can actually make in terms of actual progress. The suspension is behind as well. Go with one that we don't actually have to work on. We can improve the suspension a little bit here, can't we? So 25, 1 or 16. We'll go for that one for the first one because it's not going to be the best part that we're going to be building one day after the race. So we're going to go ahead and build that. It's going to put us further into the red, but we're not bothered too much about that. But we're just going to go ahead now and try and get to the beginning of the Doha Grand Prix, which will be episode 2 here. We're just going to see how reliable we can get this car before we hit practice here for Doha. One day everything's up to scratch there. Look, we've got the engine there fully up. So we can just go ahead now. We can take that off, can't we? We can just go ahead now and work on all these parts of Santa Ana. But we're not going to put the focus on him 6 days after the race, but we'll put Dunbar on that side. Still about the same because he's not the best at designing. I don't know what his stat is for designing, because he's better at reliability. Performance 14 is not bad in that regard. We don't actually need these stats at this stage of the season. So we look to be in a pretty good position here for the first race. The engine obviously isn't too bad. The gearbox isn't the worst. The front wing isn't the worst. Suspensions are a little bit down, although we're going to be doing some work on it. And the rear wing is not the worst either. So yeah, we're not looking too bad for this season in achieving our aim of staying up. Hopefully we can go ahead and do that. We've got a new suspension for next time. We've got tyre wear 5 stars, tyre heating 3 stars. It could have possibly done a little bit more with that, but 3 stars is just a little bit better than average, I would feel. So we're not going to be, hopefully we can beat a few of these cars. Obviously the main car that we need to beat is the Esprit. Hopefully we can do that, and we seem to be around about competitive with the Velan and Van Dort team, so hopefully we can go ahead and do that. So if you want to see whether we can go ahead and compete here, whether this car with a little bit better driver in the seat there of Pernay, we've got Santarana. She's probably not going to be doing the practice sessions because we're going to be putting Lattinen in the car just for that little boost because of the pair driver situation that we've got with Lattinen. But anyway, as I said, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see how well we can do that season, this season even. And give me a thumbs up and leave a comment if you are so inclined to do so. But until next time, when we hit Doha Grand Prix, that is Qatar, I think. Until we're there, I will see you down the road in Doha, and goodbye.